What's up, everybody? I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video of me showing myself in person, in the flesh and all. You're probably wondering what's up with this Parkland stuff because, I haven't talked about that since a really long time ago, since I found out about this series back in 2017, because according to the fan art I made of the characters from Adventure Tube's series, it was back in 2017. I'll elaborate on that later because a long time ago I had mentioned I was going to do a theory video, and I still might since I finally caught up with episode 2 of their series. I highly recommend you check out all their videos. I've actually seen their live action series before, back when I first saw their Parkland series, and I think you'll love what you'll find there. But I'd like to apologize for the lack of uploads of, like bit longer video uploads. I've been kind of busy. A lot of stuff's been going on. You know, I'm not sure if you noticed, but the thing I'm wearing right here, um, this right here, I managed to get the Chris shirt because I actually plan on dressing up as Chris from Deltarune, and I'm pretty sure everybody and their brother and sister know what that is. It's all over YouTube and all over social media as a whole. A really cool game that Toby Fox also works on because he's also associated with, Undertale, another great hit of his work. And I actually have played Undertale, believe it or not, and I really love Deltarune and the game, chapters so far. I do have a bit of a theory, though, about what could potentially happen in Chapter 3 based off the events of Chapter 2. Um, spoilers in case people, haven't already tried this route. But again, this has been all over the internet. I'm sure people already know about the Snowgrave route and stuff, and, how all that goes down. So I was thinking that, theoretically speaking, since at the end of Chapter 2, you see Chris ripping out the soul, which is, basically us in a nutshell, like us as a whole, because we're the soul of Chris. When they do that, they never do actually put it back in. So my theory that I had, like a short theory, and I know this is going to sound pretty obvious, but if you're like me and you played the Kingdom Hearts games, this whole entire time, I feel like Toby might be making a somewhat indirect reference possibly to that of the Kingdom Hearts series, because in the second installment of Kingdom Hearts, it kind of has a continuation from what actually happened in the first game. Because in the first game, Sora becomes a Heartless, and during that time, it creates this alternate timeline and an AU that's separate from the main games, where a character called Roxas is born. And it turns out Roxas is like this alternate version of Sora that gets separated from Sora due to the lack of heart that Sora no longer has, causing him to go into limbo. And I feel like this might be a similar instance in this situation based off of the ending of Chapter 2 when Chris rips us out, but then never puts it back, never puts us back in and stuff. So theoretically speaking, I feel like either in Chapter 3 or Chapter 3 onward, we, the player, are actually going to become our own playable character. And what I mean by this is, at the start of, at the very beginning when you first start Deltarune up, before Chapter 1 even happens, a voice basically asks you questions, which is kind of similar to the Red and Blue Rescue Team Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, because in those games, you get asked these questions that you have to answer honestly for them to tell you what Pokemon you're going to transform into before you go into the world of the Pokemon universe. And in a similar sense, the whole entire time they're telling you to create this vessel. They don't really address it as male or female or trans male or trans female or any particular gender. They mainly just call it it. They don't give it a specific gender. And we all know that Chris identifies as they, them, you know. So obviously, when you're asked these questions, you're not making a vessel for Chris essentially, but rather one for yourself. So my theory is that maybe in chapter 3 onward, based off of whether or not you did the Snowgrave thing or not, or whatever, that will determine if the characters in the game actually treat you a certain way or not. And I feel like that vessel you were creating at the start when you answered all these questions is gonna be what you look like in the universe of Deltarune, because you you're the soul of Chris, and if they never put you back in at the end of chapter 2, that soul has to control a body of some sort, at some point. It can't just exist without a body. So I feel like that vessel that you were asked to create at the beginning is what you're going to end up controlling later. So in a way, it's being meta because it's going to teach you what it's like to be controlled by someone else by making you control another version of yourself in the game, to kind of teach you that perspective of why it's better to not make people do things against their will or something. I feel like that's what this is going to end up doing initially. And to make it even more, you know, kind of like like really hard for the player if you did the Snowgrave thing, an unnerving route to take that Toby could be potentially trying to imply here is that I theoretically believe that in chapter 3, the teacher, Alphys, is going to probably wonder why Birdley's not there, because obviously the pun is the early bird gets the worm or whatever, and one of his friends happens to be like a worm character, and he's a bird, and he's probably one of the earliest students that appear in Alfie's class. So she's most likely going to ask Chris to, probably go look for this character. Unless, of course, my theory about you taking control of the vessel you were asked to create at the beginning happens to be who you become in chapter 3, thus becoming a new student. And essentially to kind of traumatize you even further, if you did the Snowgrave route, they might make you start sitting in Birdley's seat from that point on, to kind of almost torture you, I guess, in a way, maybe, to kind of make you, like, to guilt trip you for making that terrible decision. And, if you did that, what they consider the weird route, the Pipis route, the Pipis route or whatever, or like the genocide Snowgrave route, because I've noticed that it's called multiple things. I've actually seen people call it all those things. But, yeah. Now, keep in mind, yeah, I feel bad for doing that, because I actually saw a lot of YouTubers do it, and my curiosity got the best of me. I would recommend not to do that route unless you're trying to be this 100% completionist, because otherwise, I would not recommend that, like, at all. I would not. I'm still going back and replaying it, because it's a really fun game. I like the soundtrack. The characters are very memorable. They're easy to remember. I like how they each have their own individual audio, for their voices that stand out amongst each other, and none of them sound the same. I'm really looking forward to dressing up as Chris, though, because like you see here, this is the one time you'll see Chris with a bow tie in their normal clothes. I'm not really sure if I can pull off the voice, because they don't really say much. I don't know if my voice actually sounds anything like what they would typically sound like, but my hair, of course, already looks pretty decent enough for it. I did draw fan art that's based off of the Snowgrave route, and I'll show that off in like a moment. But first I want to show off a really cool pop figure that I got in the mail yesterday. Um, it's this cool one right here. Apparently, if you go online on the Hot Topic website, they actually have these pop figure exclusives, and there's a bat one And then there's this bunny goat kind of ram one right here with the three eyes that I've got right here. And her name's Skitterina. She's really cool. I kind of had this weird suspicion or this feeling that it would come in, you know? I just didn't think that I was going to be right. Um, Also, I don't have it on me right now, but I got four cool items at the Wolf Chase Mall a couple of days back of Spirited Away merchandise. A Spirited Away uh, Haku dragon ring, a Spirited Away t-shirt and overshirt, and then a Spirited Away Haku necklace. And I think they're really cool. Like, they actually go well together because the overshirt has those fuzzy little, creatures that help the Boiler Man. And then the t-shirt is actually like a t-shirt to celebrate the 20th anniversary of like how many years, like the 20 successful years of like Spirited Away existing. And I think that's cool. Like if I had the shirt with me, I could show you like all the cool little details it has because on one part of the shirt it actually has like like these symbol things on the far bottom, but if you look closer, it's actually supposed to represent the bath tokens that, Chihiro ends up having to get for like that one guest and stuff, and I think that's pretty cool because it's like a nice little reference to like movie related stuff, which I think is cool. Like the whole shirt is nothing but just references from the entire film. It's really cool. As far as that fan art that I'm talking about, um, I'm gonna show that off in a second. Hold on. I got the art binder like right here. Let me like flip. Yeah, so like right here, I kind of drew Bergley here. It's just kind of sad that this is like the first freaking drawing of Deltarune that I've ever freaking sketched out and drawn at all. Because I'm not really proud that I did that route at all. I did a creative liberty. I'm pretty sure that little icon on his shirt was supposed to be an icon of himself, but I decided to change like that beak area to a star. I haven't actually colored it yet. The only other drawing I drew recently was my Parkland Sona if I was in Parkland. Because I couldn't find the original drawing and had to redraw myself again. And I was kind of pretending that if Lesson 3 didn't exist yet, because it still hasn't, like I said, that my guy would teach about responsibility and the control of recklessness. Because much like the credit card salesman that I've got in the very back of my art binder, hold on. Because again, these are 2017 drawings. Much like these guys, my guy actually sells Monster energy drinks. And I kind of would, to be quite frankly honest, I kind of want to make a note here and say that if Chapter 3 of Parkland ever does get made, or is being made, since I know that, the creator and the people that run that channel are working on a big major project right now, and I say you should go support them. I kind of want to tell them directly that I would love to see these three guys actually make an appearance throughout the rest of the series, especially since this one right here revealed what this guy's name was, and I feel like there's some kind of relevance. I do actually have a theory on this whole series. I just never made it yet. I remember that I told them on one of the videos they made for it that I was going to talk about it, but then kind of forgot. I also drew the main pro tag right here. But again, these are 2017 drawings. They're like kind of old compared to my newer stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's all I've really been doing. I mean, I don't know, if I sound kind of like congested up, it's because my nose is kind of stopped up. I have a bit of a runny nose, and I'm smelling Christmas again. It always happens around October, going into like, November and December time, because I start to smell Christmas. And my eye probably looks a bit red because when I was at work yesterday, I accidentally got pot and pan detergent in my eye. I rinsed it out and stuff, but like, I don't know. I really don't know what the frick happened. All I know is I was like washing something. I got slightly distracted for like a split second because I saw Daisy walking into the back office, and me looking away that 1 second instantly caused like this daggum stuff to just go spraying everywhere, and I wasn't prepared. So by the time I turned around, this stuff went freaking erupting into my face. Boy, it burned like heck. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, I do want to apologize for a lot of the videos I deleted though, because I did not think that they were good. Like, I genuinely did not think they were all that good. So I was planning on redoing some of them. Like, for example, I'm definitely going to re-upload a new video where I talk about how much I appreciate the Papa Fear gaming plushes, because I did not delete that for the reasons people thought. I actually still want to do the shout out for Papa Fear Gaming, and I do really hope that he recovered from that thing that he was upset about at the time, because back then he had mentioned that he and his girlfriend had broke up and stuff, and I don't know how he's doing now, or if he, found anyone new at this point, or if he stopped dating altogether. Because I do remember that he said he was going to stop, uploading stuff until he could recover, after a while, because it was going to take him a bit of time to do that, because at the time, his girlfriend would, make videos with him, and now that he had broken up with her at the time, um, it kind of made him not want to upload for, a while, and I completely understand that. Like, you shouldn't have to be forced to have to, do that. Also, I'm not gonna say any names, but to whoever basically commented that my freaking channel was supposedly cringe on on that about section, or the comment section where you could comment on my whole channel as a whole, that's not gonna do much, okay? Because I pretty much deleted the comment, alright? Believe what you want. I really don't care. You can have your opinion. You can say what you want. But much like my mom's passion for Christmas, when I make my YouTube videos, I don't do it for money. I do it for fun, and I like to engage with my audience, because for those that actually take the time to hear me out and watch my videos, even though they're not monetized at all, and they are kind of lengthy, so I apologize for them being too long. But, like, at least I'm down to earth, and I actually engage with my subscribers and talk to them in person in a way, showing what I look like, and genuinely talk to people. Because the thing is I wasn't always confident enough to actually make YouTube videos like this, because I'm camera shy and don't really like showing myself off that much, since I'm trans male, and at the time I was so insecure that people would instantly flood my freaking messages with, "Are you a boy or girl?" 24/7, because believe it or not, I've had multiple people do that all over social media and various other places. That, and due to my autism and all, I already had a feeling that there's going to be people out there that think my videos are stupid. And to that, all I say is congrats on having your opinion. You can say that if you wish. I'm not going to say you can't say what you want and act like a butthurt Nancy. But just know I'm not going to stop doing what I'm passionate about just because you said that. It has no effect on me. You can say that till the sky turns blue, neon, whatever color you want it to be. But it's really not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing. Because if my channel was so cringe, like you say, then please explain to me why I gained another subscriber and it went from 180 to 181. Because clearly I'm doing something right if I'm gaining subscribers. I might not have 1,000, but at least I have a decent number. I'm not here to do a contest. I'm not necessarily doing this for a job, because I already have a physical job, even if it's not really my first choice. Because I'm more of an artist and would rather pursue a career that has something to do with art, movie making, cartoon making, video game making, maybe even book writing, something of that nature. And those were the kind of things I was interested in. But yeah, I'm just like, I'm not really sure. Like, there's like a lot of stuff I'd like to do. I just can't get to those points. I'm still gonna upload more SML alternate reality AU episodes. I know I keep saying that, but then haven't. But just bear with me. We haven't really gotten any like updates on when we can actually move out yet. And so I don't know. I know we're supposed to be moving into a house that we're trying to buy so that we don't have to rent another house again. So we have more of a, stable, permanent place to live in. We're kind of waiting on a specific thing to happen first before we can move. But like I said countless times, as soon as we move and I get my own room, I'm going to try to upload as frequently as I can, because I still have that physical job that I have to go to. So I'm still going to be a tad bit delayed, but hopefully when I get my own room I can upload a little bit more often than what I'm doing right now. Because right now it's like midnight and people in my house are already sleeping, and I'm only up because I have insomnia and can't sleep at all, as you can see in my eyes and face and stuff. You see the dark circles? That's pretty bad. I mean, heck, I have ZQL. I don't work today because I'm off Wednesdays. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to pass time by and just like update you guys to say, look, I'm sorry. I might not be the greatest YouTuber because my freaking upload schedule is all over the place. 1 minute I have like 2 short videos up. Then the next minute it's like 10 days later and I have like a freaking 20 plus long video uploaded. So yeah, I apologize. I've been playing Deltarune a lot. I actually really enjoy it. It's a great game. I would recommend it. It's free to download on Switch, and you can play chapters 1 and 2. There's a lot of replayability because there's so many different routes that you can take, like so many different paths and so many different interactions you can have with all the characters in the world. It's really interesting. There's a ton of Easter eggs. There's a lot of meme shenanigans going on, especially with the Queen in Chapter 2. I really recommend it. Anything that Toby Fox has ever made or had any connection to, I feel like is the best stuff. I really highly recommend that you check out anything that they've ever made. In fact, I'm pretty sure they also have a connection to Homestuck as well. So anybody who's been interested in that can also, check that out if they haven't already. I know that's a really long webcomic. Speaking of webcomics though, I also, before I want to close off on this video, I want to recommend, I'm not sponsored by these people, but I really do think you guys should check out the webtoon comic, Everything is Fine. It updates a new chapter every Monday, and I have been reading it up until this point, and I honestly think it's a pretty solid webcomic. And it's not as happy-go-lucky as you might think. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna ruin it because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that still haven't read it because of how frequently it's been advertised on YouTube. But I really do think you guys might actually enjoy it. It's actually pretty interesting. It's a unique take on, a weird utopia that's not so perfect after all. But again, I'm not trying to spoil it. I think you should really read it though. The latest page they updated, on Monday was quite interesting. Because I didn't think it was going to take a route like that. I'm a little worried though with that kind of reveal that they're doing because we already know what happened in I think it was the second page 2 to 3, somewhere in between there. Well, the last time a pet was introduced. But yeah, you should definitely check out the webtoon Everything is Fine. If I'm not mistaken, the webtoon app is free to download on your cellular device, so it should be accessible on all cell phone models, not the old school flip phones, but the smartphones and stuff and the Androids and whatnot, those kind of phones and like Samsung phones and those kind of models, the phones of today basically, you can have access to it. I don't know if you can really do it on anything, I don't know if you can do it on laptop or not. Maybe? I don't know. But it works best on your cell phone, and it is definitely free to download. Plus, they have other freaking webtoon comics that I've come across before that you should probably check out. I remember reading one about, this alien girl that crash lands on Earth, and a guy kind of falls in love with her after, he kind of, hides her from society and teaches her how to be a normal human. So yeah, there's a ton of different ones that are there. It's just Everything is Fine. It's the most top rated one at the moment because it's the most trendy at the moment right now. So I'd recommend totally checking it out. But other than that, apologies for not really uploading that much. I'm sorry that the scheduling is just way the heck off. Just thank the Lord my insomnia kept me up long enough to give me the possibility to make this video, because I swear to gosh, the depression meds I was taking was making me yawn, but my insomnia was keeping me up. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great midnight, I guess, for all those that share the same time zone as me, and then a good day, dawn, evening, night, midnight, whatever, to all the other people with different time zones. Also, I'm definitely going to try to get the new Pokemon games because they're looking really heckin' cool. So, yeah, I might be talking about those down the road whenever they release. But, y'all get a good night's rest. Unlike me. And yeah, I'll see you the next time, I guess. I'll probably have, I may or may not upload a video come time on Halloween in my cosplay of what I'm already wearing, minus the bow tie, of course. But, I'll probably do more updates, photos and, maybe a video or something on Halloween, which is Sunday, by the way. But, yeah, see y'all later.